After years of war and political maneuvering, David pauses to keep a personal promise, showing extraordinary kindness to the crippled son of his best friend, Jonathan. This chapter shines with loyalty, grace, and restoration, okay? The first part of this chapter covers David remembers his promise. David asks, "Is there anyone still left of the house of Saul to whom I can show kindness for Jonathan's sake?" A former servant of Saul, Ziba, is brought to him. Ziba tells David about MEPHIBOSHETH, son of Jonathan, lame in both feet, injured when fleeing as a child. See the 2 Samuel chapter 4, verse 4. Living in Lo-debar, place of no pasture, a place of obscurity and exile. David sends for him immediately. David's kindness is not passive. He actively seeks someone to bless. The second part of this chapter covers Mephibosheth's fear. Mephibosheth bows down, expecting judgment, because in ancient times a new king often killed the previous king's descendants. Instead, David says, "Don't be afraid, for I will surely show you kindness for the sake of your father Jonathan." David promises to restore all the land that belonged to Saul, that Mephibosheth will eat at David's table always like a son. Overwhelmed, Mephibosheth calls himself a dead dog like me. Grace shocks those who expected wrath. Right? Pretty interesting. The third part of the chapter covers restoration and provision. David orders Ziba and his 15 sons and 20 servants to work Mephibosheth lands for him. But Mephibosheth will always eat at the king's table. The chapter closes with, "He lived in Jerusalem because he always ate at the king's table, and he was lame in both feet." David doesn't just give in charity, he gives in dignity and belonging. So what are the key lessons from this small chapter, from this shorter chapter called 2 Samuel chapter 9? The first lesson is loyalty lasts beyond the lifetime of a friend. David made a covenant with Jonathan. You can check that one out in 1 Samuel chapter 20. And he kept it long after Jonathan's death. Second, grace seeks out the undeserving. Mephibosheth was hiding powerless and unable to repay, yet David brought him close. Third lesson, true kindness is restoration, not just relief. David restored his inheritance and gave him a permanent place at the royal table. Final lesson, picture of the gospel. Like Mephibosheth, we are broken, unable to save ourselves, and brought to God's table by grace because of another's covenant through Jesus, right? So, to summarize, David keeps his covenant to Jonathan by seeking out and blessing Mephibosheth, restoring his inheritance, and giving him a seat at the king's table for life. It's a chapter of grace and faithfulness that reflects the heart of God, right? So, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe on this channel, and I see you in the next one.